a buddy stopped by. He farms right next to us, and he wanted to ride, so he jumped in for a second, and yeah, he was really impressed. We found some good wheat this field. I'll show you in a second. Good isn't good for the year. I was running some 40 bushel wheat for a second there, and we filled this thing up. Let's take a look. It says 100% right here. I'll show you what 100% looks like up here. I didn't have any fall out yet. Look at that. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay, well, we know where it's gonna leak out first. That's full. That's some good looking wheat though. A little lower test weight, but pretty clean. All right. Okay, 100%'s 100%. So when that thing says 100%, it's 100%. So should we time how long it takes to dump this thing? Why not? Okay, so I'm gonna time this. So on my phone, I'll hit a timer as soon as I hit unload. We'll see how long it takes to dump 576 bushels, because I'm pretty sure this is 576 bushels. Let's find out. There we go. All that was in there. That's crazy. Another dump. This thing's ready to go. All right, here we are. Minute 47. That's what it was to do that. That's pretty good. Under 2 minutes, 570 bushels. Let's find out what that is actually. All right, so a minute 47. That's 107 seconds. So let's take 567 bushels divided by 107 seconds. 5.3 bushels a second. So 5.3 bushels a second. So we're not at that 6. But that 6 is rated for corn. So I guess wheat is slower. So when they set those numbers, obviously corn is king. So they set all the capacity numbers at corn. Now corn is bigger, it pushes through the auger quicker, easier, less resistance. Grain, small, tiny kernels, a lot more resistance, not getting as much throughput as corn. Still, 5.3 bushels a second, that's nice. So I'm a little worried about that right there. See that coming? Not a big chance tonight. They weren't expecting a whole lot of rain, but it is building and it's sort of ticking this way. This is the day after, 2 days after it rained, ½ inch in this area. So we'll see what happens, but we might get shut down again. We're talking even more rain tomorrow. Rain comes. That's good. Just not a great time, but it is good to have rain. Got her set at 10.5 miles an hour. So far, she's been doing a good job cutting the crop, so we'll just leave it at that. That's pushing us at about 45, 46 acres an hour. 22 bushels an acre right here. 23. That's nice to see. And look, 30, 34, 37, 40, 45, 47, 49, 50. We did it. We hit 50. Nice low spot right there. 50 bushels an acre in that low spot. Oh, that feels so good. Now that's obviously not all. That's most of it's 20, but still, that's fun. Now let's look at some fuel consumption. How are we doing? Right now, 15 gallons an hour with this 16 liter. Average ½ gallon an acre. Fuel economy, 4 gallons an acre. So we're doing ½ gallon an acre. Let's do a call here and see what the other guys are doing. Yeah, Scott, you got a copy? Leg arms, sorry. Should have said leg arms.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's the fuel burn for your combine right now? Like, what does it say fuel gallons per acre or per hour?
I'm trying to find it.
He doesn't have the Pro 1200. It'd been right there if he would have had that, but 12 good still.
Okay, there we go. It's 14.5 gallons per hour.
So I'm doing 47.5 acres an hour with this one. So roughly, this is doing 20 acres an hour more than that combine, but only at a gallon per hour more, which is pretty amazing. So fresh out of that 9260, it's been fun to compare the two combines. Clearly different systems, but the 9260, it kept the vanes, this is the vanes up here, on the slowest speed, very slow. On here, just keeping it at about 50%. So it's just interesting how it's holding the crop back in the 9260 to keep it threshed more. The But here it doesn't need to. It's just pounding it through. The fan on the 9260 was over 1,000. A lot of times it was 1,100 RPM. They're only doing 700 RPM here. Rotors, very similar to the speed of the 9260, but this AF11 definitely is a little different than there. And then the losses are very close. Obviously, you can't just compare these funnels to the other one, because I mean the sensitivities might be set a little differently, but climbing outside, the loss was about the same as the 9260. It wasn't bad. I mean, there just wasn't a lot of grain on the ground, so I'm just letting it go. One thing though is the dust. It's like I'm plowing in this field. I think it's these contour wheels, the combination of all the contour wheels, obviously my big duals and the singles in the back are kicking up a lot of dust. Now clearly a lot of this is chaff dust too, but it's amazing how much actual dust this combine's kicking up going 11 miles an hour. And it's just different. You just don't, combines aren't supposed to go this fast. I don't know. I don't think they're meant to go this fast. They are now, I guess. They weren't. Our combines never went this fast. This was, well, to put it in perspective, the very first combine I learned to drive on, its top road speed was 12 miles an hour. So I'm harvesting a mile an hour slower than the road gear in that combine. Yeah, times have changed. Did it. Got it to 50 acres an hour. I had to bump us up to 11 miles an hour to get there, but we are now at 50 acres per hour with this machine. Our fuel burn's gone up a little bit. We're almost at 17 gallons per hour, so averaging still about a half gallon an acre, because obviously more fuel burn, but more acres per hour. We're almost full. We're out of trucks in the field, so I'm gonna be parked here in a second, doing 30 bushels an acre right here. This is fun. This is really fun. I'm enjoying this. I'm having a great time. It beats earlier crops. This is a riot. So yeah, what a machine. Wow. Okay, well, it just went off, says I'm 100% full. I think I'm 100% full. I just can't, oh, yeah, it's pretty full. Right there's the end. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. We can slow down and take a look. I think we're gonna be spilling grain here in a second. Let's slow down. Let's see if we can fit it on here. Maybe if I fill the auger up, that'll take enough out. I can keep going. Yeah, I don't think I can fit any more in here. That's full. Okay, all right. Let's see. Yeah, I know. Just like that, 150 acres is done. We're moving. Dad's already on the road. Leg arms just finished up one last strip. I guess I lied. It's not done then. One little strip. I'm gonna road this thing down. Make sure we don't clip any road signs, because I got extra 5 feet. Isn't a lot, but it does make a difference when you're already a tight fit with a 45 foot. You can only imagine what a 61 foot would do in these county roads. You might have to take some back roads, but yeah, still, this is fun. So I'm getting this thing to work a little bit here. There's a little bit of weeds and some green, I think, down here, and it's yielding really well. 46 to 50 bushels an acre, what it's saying. And every now and then I get this engine load to peak at 115. Let's see if I can get it to do it. 90 some. It's hit to me twice. I don't know, I'm running out of real estate here to do this. Speed it up a little bit here. 103, 104, 105, 109. I can hear it start to pull down a little bit. Engine's grunting. What are we doing? 25 here. Just a lot of straw. Must just be a lot of material, and green too. That's, at least I can know I found the limit on this thing. At least pushing it. Good. And a nice low spot over here. Moisture's pretty high. It's been running up to almost 20, but look at that yield. 50, 60 bushels an acre. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. I just gotta be careful. There's a rock line over here, and I'm leaving a little bit of wheat here because I just don't want to get too close to it, because I'd hate to just ram a rock in this thing, but that feels good. A little wet back there though. Hopefully it dries out with the rest of this. So after I had a chance to think about it, as my brain is very scattered at the moment running this thing and filming and whatnot, I was wrong on the numbers on those other combines. They're actually really similar. They are burning more fuel per acre than this one, but not by a lot. It's like 0.4 gallons an acre versus like 0.32 or something like that is kind of what it was at the time. I've got in some heavier wheat now. This thing's doing more. So we're up to 19.5 gallons an hour and 23.7. I haven't reset the job in a while, so it's still got some of the other fields in it. So when you get some heavier crops, it sucks more fuel for sure. You got more engine load. I mean, look at that. We're running over 100. I'm making it work. but it's working. It's really working hard. So that's good. Pretty good lights on this. Definitely some great visibility out there ways. And I am just about full too. And this is doing, well, look at that. 18 bushel, and watch. It's gonna jump up to like 50. These little swales where water runs down. There, 48, there's 50. And then it settles back down again. About 20, 25. Pretty, look at that. Still good wheat for us though. This was a lot better than I thought we'd get this year.
Well, let's see here. Oh, that light doesn't work, so I'm in the dark. Of course, that's normal, isn't it? Anyway, it's about 9:45 at night. We're cutting this field, 3 combines in the field. We're really rolling acres, but also what's rolling is on my cell phone, I have a radar, and we're right there, and there's a band of water coming. So it looks like we might have about half hour or so before it might start getting wet. We'll come close to getting this field done, but if it does happen, we're going to be shut down for a few days. So, or well, over a day. And we're really moving as far as getting acres cut. If it'd give us a couple days, we'd knock out a bunch of it. So, anyway, I just thought I'd let you see what's happening on the weather. I've got that in front of me. Does that make me cut faster?
Here's how we're sitting. There is, there's lightning everywhere. 360 degrees of lightning. It's unreal. Just flashing everywhere, but not on us yet. Right in front of us, though. There's something big coming. A lot on the radar. It looks mean. It looks very angry. And there's a little bit of rain coming down right now. Really light, really light. So all 3 of us are running down. This is the last pass in this field. We're going to be done tonight after this. I think we're going to finish. Wow. Yeah, that was a light show. That was fun to watch. This is the kind of harvesting I like, where you see lightning all night and it's just flashing and booming and just crackling and the sky is just lit up, but it's not raining on you. That's nice. But I feel for the guys that have that on them, because all those storms are sitting over someone's farm right now and they're probably struggling to get their crop in. So, sorry guys. But I do love the light show.
What we have is one swath and part of one back. So we've got all 3 combines, but there's rain right ahead of us. And there's a little drops coming down now, but there's enough dryness that it's disappearing. But a lot of lightning. I guess I could just hold this here and let you watch.
That's it. There we go. Add her up. Let this thing run a little bit, clean out as much that's in it. We'll shut the hopper top after we dump. Get ready to get downpoured on, because I think it's coming. There's B-spine. Leg arms in that. Clifford's right up front, right up here. That's enough header. We'll let the separator run for a bit here. Let's just let the air blast this thing. In case these combines get a good drink on them, might as well get as much cleaned out as possible. That's probably good. Looks like we're about evenly matched here. 10.8, it's about as fast as I can go in this gear, and I'm just barely gaining on him. That's about as fast as he could probably go in. Is that his second gear or third? I think it's his second gear.
Pretty crazy, guys. I tell you, it doesn't give it justice what you can see out here, but there's lightning all around us. We just finished this field. We're gonna go over, dump it in the truck, quickly tarp the truck. Hopefully let the combines cool down enough, jump in the truck and the pickup and race out of here, because there's a pretty good storm coming this way and I don't know what it's gonna do. So yeah, that's pretty good timing. And I'll tell you one thing, that AF11, man, it looks good. It just, wow. I like watching that thing cut. That's pretty awesome.
Wait a minute. How all of a sudden is he going that fast? He didn't stop the shift. Huh. All right, Dad just finished. We just have a little bit in every one of these combines. We just dumped a minute ago. ST window. There we go, that's better. All right, there we go. Cool them down, shut them off, get out of here. Enough cool down. Put these lights off. All right, we're on our way back. We're in the Fummins. Dad's in the repeat Bruiser, the 377, whatever it may be. He's behind us. It's probably gonna be a little slippery for him. Hopefully not. We got another truck we gotta go get. Combines are parked. I see the lights are still on that thing. Hopefully they turn off. Oh, anyways. Well, we're running back because that light's not turning off on that combine, so I must have left the switch on. I don't know. I hate to have dead batteries in the morning. It's not worth it. I don't think they turn off. Yeah, well. All right, well, it's a good thing we turned around and went back. I did have the light on, so we got her turned off. I got drenched a little bit, and we're back going home. And supposedly it's raining really hard at the farm, and we're about 3 miles north, so we're gonna find out here in a second. All right, we're back. That was a little intense last night. Didn't get as much rain here as we thought we were going to. It's wet, but it's not mud. And we're done here, we finished. So now, about 1.5 miles that way is our next field, and I think it'll be ready in a couple hours. So we're gonna go ahead and start getting stuff fueled and greased and ready to go, get all warmed up. By the time we get moved over there, we might go start threshing. So we did find some crop farthest away on the farm that didn't get any rain at all. So we're hoping to work our way to that, but if it comes to it, we could just go directly there. It's just gonna be a little bit of a process getting everything there. But anyways, another day, let's roll. Looks like we're just about out. It's probably, I don't hear the pump running hard yet, but I think we got everything in we can out of that tank. Filled the 280-230s up. Yeah, there's still some going in there. And top off whatever we got left in this big 300 crazy amount gallon tank on this 11. Guys are taking the 230s. They're gonna head over to the field. I'll pick them up in the service truck. We'll shuttle a couple more vehicles over, get Brad here in the truck. I think we'll be ready to go. All right, it's 11 time. So again, at these 11s, put the key in here, turn it to left first. That engages the battery disconnect. Turn it on. And we're booking. So this field might be one of our best fields of the season. It's just been a good field. The area has just gotten rain that the other farm, rest of the farm hasn't. It was CRP 10 years ago or so, and it's just been high producing land. It's done really well. And we look over here, we're running about 33 to 35 bushels an acre. Let's go to our, so yeah, so it's averaging, what, 38 there, 30. So it's, I mean, that's good. If we could get that across our whole farm, we would consider that an average year. So I mean, that's great. But it's a good test for this combine too. I didn't change any settings. We just have automation going. See, we're hitting 112, 113% engine load right there. A little wet. There was a green spot, but the yield's probably going to jump up there a little bit. But I've got it set to go maximum of 11 miles an hour, and right now it's doing about 6. When I went to that low spot, jumping back up, now it's going 7 again. So it's just gonna keep slowly getting back up to where it thinks, oh yeah, 60 bushels an acre right there. That's why it slowed down. So anyways, this field's gonna be a great test on fuel burn. It burnt a little more yesterday. We were up to almost 20 gallons an hour because we were in heavier wheat. Obviously it takes more energy to process more crop. So, but let's see what kind of, I reset everything, all the acres per hour, fuel burn, everything's been reset, fresh start. Let's see what this combine can do today. Sample's looking pretty good. That's a nice clean sample. I like that sample. Not bad. not bad at all. See, now we just ducked under 30 bushels an acre and it's doing about 9 miles an hour. And this got rained on yesterday. Not a lot, but enough, so it's tough. The straw's tough, there's moisture in it. It's not gonna be able to process this as easy as it normally would on a dry crop. So as we get going throughout the day, I think the numbers are just gonna improve and improve. All right, we just finished this field. This was a good field. Average 30 on my monitor. I did a couple test cuts to fill the hopper up, see how full it gets, and it came out about right. So, yeah, about 30, a little over 30 bushels an acre here. And it definitely sucked more fuel, 23.5 gallons per hour is what it ended up being. And, but I was doing almost 52 acres per hour with this running up close to 10, 11 miles an hour. So in the 50 bushel grain, when it got to about that 50 or so, a little wet, it would slow down about 7 miles an hour. This is the automation slowing it down, not me. I can tell it to just push on and go through all that, but you might lose more out the back, you might have a little less quality sample. So the combine determined that 7 was appropriate for that type of yield. So that gives you an indication of how it'll do in pretty heavy crops. But otherwise, no, it's pretty impressive. Yeah, harvested, what, 67,000 pounds in those last 2 loads. That's nuts. That's a truckload. Wow, 2 loads. It's crazy. Next field, just switched over. What are we doing here? 30 bushels an acre. That's not bad. Not bad at all. I'm just about to ram down B-Spine's tailpipe here. Doing 10. I dialed it back to 10 miles an hour instead of 11. And he's probably doing about 5. So yeah, I'm gonna take him here soon. But this is like a dog leg field. There's a big end over here and a little bit over here and a little short sliver all the way to the end. So we'll get down there, we'll cut back and forth for a while and then work our way back. So while in automation, your system will let you know limiting factors that's reducing your performance of your combine. So like right here, it popped up, it says ground drive limiting factor. So it's saying that I have it set at 11 mile an hour max speed. It's telling me I can go faster if I can. Well, much over 11, this header starts to struggle. So no, I'm not gonna go faster than 11. But if there was a header out there, I could go faster than 11 miles an hour, then you could do it and you could then get that much more capacity without suffering losses or grain quality. So I'm currently eating some kochia. This area, I don't know why, I put crop spray on it, but oh, there's a deer. Hi deer. For whatever reason, this area of the kochia did not die. So we're grinding through it, but it's working the combine. 100% engine load, engine speed low, see that? So it's working it. So when it says 100%, I think when it's up to like 120%, it's at max horsepower or somewhere in that area. So that means that we are using all 775 horsepower to process that material going through this combine. This definitely could plug the combine if I am not too careful. I gotta watch it here. I've heard when you get above 100%, you gotta be paying attention because things can happen fast. So we're gonna grind away at this. But yeah, it's nice to make your fields look clean. But oh, that kochia is just something else. It is. Man, it's very, very, very fun. Fun, I love it. Koshia's fun. That deer is sitting down. Are you pooping? What are you doing? I've never seen a deer sit like that. What in the world? Oh yeah, it's definitely pooping. Ha! That's funny. Wish I had a camera could zoom. That was funny. So, I do have a complaint about this FD250 header. And it's more of a flex head complaint. It's not a bad one, it's just something I've realized. So when you lift the header up, it doesn't lift the end up immediately. Like, okay, I see a rock, I'm like, oh, there's a rock. I press the button, raise the header up. The bobber goes, because it droops down. So you don't have as much time with a normal header like ours, a non-flex, I can just lift up and immediately that end of the header goes, it pops up and I can clear that rock. This one, I got to give it a heads up or a head start. So when I see that rock, I got to start lifting the header early, so that way when it droops down, it still gets a chance to lift up and clear that rock. Make sense? Good. So here's another limiting factor right there. So if I tap that, it says target max engine load limiting factor. So it's telling me I have the engine load at 95%. So the combine's going to do its best to not push itself to go above 95% engine load, because yeah, you're working the engine pretty hard at that point. So anyways, it's saying if you get rid of that limiting factor and let us boost this thing up to 120% consistently, we'll get a lot more cut, which is true. But it's probably not good on the combine to run 120% constantly. It needs to be bursts of that, not constant. Oh, the deer's back. He's curious. He's really curious what this competition's about. Nope, nope, he's still scared. It's okay, man. Don't worry. These seats aren't designed by BMW. They're better. All right, there we go. Done with this. There was a day we used to put grain in those bins. Haven't in a while. For one, we built big grain bins, and two, we haven't made much crops up here, so, but I bet you we're gonna be using those again soon. There's Dad and Scott over there. We're just discussing what to do. So I think we're gonna run the AF11, axial flow 11, back to the farmyard, put fuel in it, and then a couple little things, and then we're gonna disconnect the header there and put it in transport mode, hook it up to a pickup, because we gotta take it across the interstate. This isn't gonna drive across like the other ones do. The header's too wide. So it'll be easier to do that in the yard. They might just leave their two combines here. We got another rainstorm coming. See right there. So we don't know for sure how much it's gonna go, but there's a good chance it's gonna be enough to stop us for a chunk of tomorrow, kind of like it was today. So if that happens, we'll have plenty of time to figure it all out. But it's more or less just where do we leave stuff, where should we take stuff, and when do we call it? Because we could get shut down over there, but have to come across the interstate again back over here, and so we're just let the weather do its thing, and then we'll decide after. Definitely have to be a little more careful. There are things on the sides of the road that would love to take out a header, like those gas line marker pipes right there. Big old steel pipes they just pound on the ground and say, hey, there's a gas line under the road here. All the power poles along the sides, hunting signs, all kinds of goodies. 50 feet, man, you go much bigger than this, you're really gonna be dealing with stuff. But we'll see, just keep dodging. I've noticed something with this engine when you're in road mode. So they don't just lock the engine RPMs in. You don't just take the throttle and throw it to full throttle, wide open, high idle, whatever you want to call it, and then press your multifunction handle all the way forward to go your highest speed. Actually, you press the multifunction handle all the way forward. I'm in road mode, as you can see my road, but the engine RPMs, which you can see are right here, are not 2,000 or 2,100 or 1,900. They're 1,300 right now. It's actually throttling back the engine because it obviously doesn't need those revolutions to run this hydrostatic system. It's pretty amazing. I don't know if that's new. I don't feel like the other combines do that. Ours definitely don't. So you're not just running a wide open engine to drive places. It's just barely running 1,300 RPM right now. Another thing is when you're in the field, so when I grew up, first time harvesting, our combines ran 2,500 RPM. They were wide open, screaming all day long in the field. This combine runs 1,900 RPM. That's what it runs when it's harvesting, 1,900. They've got the power bands of these things so finely tuned that they can get max power at just 1,900 RPM, which is amazing. And I think in the long run, that saves on fuel, less rotations of the engine, and wear and tear. Your lifespan of your engine is going to be longer. I think so. So clearly there's a reason for that, but that's pretty cool. I mean, they basically have knocked off 500-600 RPM over the years on these engines. And they're like big train engines, big boat engines. Some of those only run at a couple hundred RPM. Bigger the engine you get, typically the lower RPM. But yeah, with this, it's amazing, different. So, but that's pretty cool how they vary your engine RPMs based upon the load, and not necessarily based upon your max speed. This combine will do a healthy 25 miles an hour, uphill about 23. So really similar to the same as like the 9260, 9250. Our 8230s are a little slower than this, even with our big tires. They're about 24 miles an hour. So yeah, you're about the same. So you're in a convoy of equipment and you've got an AF11 running alongside some Class 8s, Class 9s, you're just gonna go the same speed as the rest of them. So yeah, don't feel like you can outrun them. Just really frustrated. I can't believe the power companies didn't plan ahead and put these power lines like another 10 feet off from the county road. I mean, did they see 50-foot headers coming down the pipeline 60, 70, 80 years ago? It's like, come on. You had to have known we were going to have 61-foot headers out there someday. I saw it coming.